Hi all. So some of you have board exams this year, 2018 and 19 batch. If I ask you a question, are you ready for your board exams? In fact, this might make some students very happy. All those who have prepared throughout the year, now they are just waiting for the exam date. They would like to appear for the exam and then wait for the fantastic result. So it's a festivity for them. And some of the students, both boys and girls, those who have not been able to study throughout the year for whatever reason, they feel a little jittery, they feel a little scared, and this fear is an obvious fear. But you know something which is common for both kind of students, that is anxiety. So anxiety is both with all those who have prepared very well and with all those who have not been able to prepare very well. Well, today I'll be talking about what to do just 3 weeks before your board examinations. This will be very helpful for all the students. They can be from sciences, they can be from commerce, they can be from humanities, anybody who is appearing for their board examinations. Probably my experience would help them lower down the anxiety and be able to appear in the examinations and be able to come with good flying colors, whatever effort they have put in. But before that, I'm sure some of you have been regularly seeing the videos on the YouTube channel of Edge Academy. And it is really great. One feels very happy. So it's a time for me to also thank you, some of the subscribers, and it gives us a lot of motivation and enables us to keep creating good videos and keep sharing with all of you. Right, so you may like the video, you may share the video, and you may also share it with other people to subscribe. So, it grows, the family grows. So with this, now the exams have already begun. Right, the vocational exams have already begun. Now the main exams, your main subjective exams, they begin from the month of March. So we have roughly around 3 weeks with us. Most of the practicals are over and very few students, they have 1 or 2 practicals left which they are already prepared, and the schools are also supporting them. Now what you should do? See, what happens is, it's very simple. Now when you are getting restless for your exams, or this question of anxiety is coming to you time and again, what do? Do you start preparing from chapter 1? Do you create a new timetable now, just 3 weeks before the exam? Do you make a timetable which goes beyond 24 hours and you feel that, this is a time to maximize my effort and be able to give the best result? Right. So there are a lot of questions which are happening. There might be people, maybe your parents, maybe your peers, who say that they are just sitting and just studying for the examinations. Their focus is just their exams. And there could be students or your friends whom you just see that they are always roaming. Whenever you look up from your books, you feel them that they are enjoying, they aren't studying. But the result says, oh, they scored still better than you. So what is the difference? What happens? And what should you do? Identify yourself, what kind of a student you are. I'm sure you know, by now you know. How many of you feel that you're able to sit together for long number of hours? When I say long number of hours, that does not mean 24 hours together. It simply means how many of you can sit down for 3 to 4 hours at a stretch. How many of you are good or comfortable writing and preparing your subject, which is important. I'll just talk about it a little later. How many of you are good with reading your books? Your NCERT books are very important. The entire board curriculum, the pattern follows this. So you have to be good and thorough with it. But not to worry if you haven't touched them and you've been using some other books or reference books. It's okay to go on with it because the entire set of books is based on the similar set. So now there's no point changing any set of book. So here we begin one by one couple of steps which are going to help you. Number one, you have to keep in mind your notes, your books with whatever you have been studying earlier is going to be helpful to you. Anything new which is coming now to you or anything new which you wish to subscribe can be a disaster. In case you have made notes with in your own handwriting, that's a very, very good. Right, in case you have not made and you have some printed sets of notes and you still have scribbled a couple of things here and there to make them your own and you've underlined things, they are absolutely fine with you. Right, you should, by now, your school must have given you sample question papers. If not, you can still go to the CBSE website and download them. You'll get to know what kind of questions you can visualize for your board examinations in all the subjects. And let me remind, this stands same for students from sciences, humanities and commerce. So the sample question papers are there. You will come to know what is the number of questions, what kind of questions, what is the pattern you are going to get. So you will not be baffled at all. Secondly, have a regular timetable or a bio clock for yourself. Because most of the board examinations, the students and the centers would be appearing from around 10 a.m. in the morning. So you should be in a system where whatever happens, you should not sleep beyond 6 a.m. in the morning. Right, in case you wish, sometimes it happens that, when the alarm clock rings at 6, you wish to just stretch out for 15 minutes more. So it's okay, does not matter, do not curse yourself. But by 6:30, whatever happens, you should be in a position to leave your bed. So now what happens? When you have to wake up at 6:30 in the morning, you got to sleep at right time in the night. So now some of the students, they feel that they can burn the oil very late in the night. It's good, it's okay, but the time is over. Right? So now you should have a body clock. Why? Let me emphasize on it. Why am I saying that? So suppose you sleep around 11:30, 12 in the night. I think that is reasonable. Right? I'm not asking you to sleep at 10 in the night. In case you can, that's a wonderful thing. So suppose you sleep around 11:30, 12 in the night. Now you get a good sound sleep and you wake up in the morning. You have a cup of milk or tea or warm water or plain simple water, some liquid which is going to help you make your bowel system better. Now when I say bowel system, why is it so important? Just imagine that you are ready to write a paper for next 3 hours and you feel the pressure in your bladder. It could be the urinal pressure or you want to go to the feces. Now what happens? In case you are controlling it because you do not know, just imagine you are in a new place, in a new center where you'll have to ask somebody where the toilets are. Then you hunt for the toilet and you reach over there. And then you spend good 5 to 10 minutes. What is going to happen? Your paper doesn't extend, the time doesn't extend. And in case you are controlling the pressure, your concentration breaks. So whatever you are studying or whatever you were planning to write in the examination, oh my God, it's such a difficult thing. So drinking a glass full of liquid or a cup full of liquid in the morning is going to help you have a better bowel system and your system gets cleanses. So the system cleanses. Then, some of you would immediately get down to study because your exam is at 10. So let us keep that pattern in mind. And some of you would like to finish with your morning routine, morning course, have some nuts, maybe some almonds, cashews, walnuts, whatever you feel like having. Some of you may not like to eat anything because you feel, oh, I just want to see my books. That's a primary, most important thing. In fact, some of the students, when they sleep, they keep their books just next to the pillow. It's okay, but it's a good idea to just stand up before sleeping, go to the washroom, use toilet and keep your books on the table. Your books also need, their space. So in the morning, you have to decide. So you get, now in case you are free by 7:30, half an hour, 1 hour's time, whatever you have planned for yourself, you still have before 10 a.m. You still have good 2 hours in routine. This is not about the board exam day. This is about 3 weeks before the exams. So you have that much time. So you've revised everything. You've prepared everything. right? And now you are comfortable, your system is comfortable. In case you have to go to the washroom again, you have enough time to do that. Do not catch on any kind of sleep before that. Your body should be in a system where you are able to be in absolutely alert mode right from 6 a.m. 7 a.m. in the morning till up to probably 2 p.m. by the time your exam will get over and you'll come back home. Alright, so this is a body clock which you have to get, and this is going to help you a lot. Right, over studying, over burning because you have not done something, or because you've done so much and this is the last bit of your time and you can do wonders, this is going to make your body maybe unwell. Right, number 3, organize yourself with all your subjects. You should know all your chapters. When I say you should know all your chapters, I do not mean to say that you have, and it is for both kind of students, so you have learnt all of them. Just you should know all your chapters. For all those who students, now my point number 3 gets divided into 2 sub-points. Number 1, for all those students who have studied all their chapters very well and they are thorough with their curriculum. So now you have a step-by-step formula, you have a step-by-step pattern to keep revising because you have planned your timetable and you are going accordingly. For these kind of students, you should be attempting some sort of a question paper, maybe not with full course, maybe chapter wise. You should be attempting some questions in writing and see yourself that how much are you able to sustain yourself when you are writing. When you write for 3 hours in the examination, because remember students, okay, let's come back to it. Okay, let me talk about point B over here. For all those students who for whatever reason were not able to prepare. Now what they have to do is, now you know the entire curriculum, you know the chapters. Divide it into 2 parts. One which you know, one which you know a little bit, and there could be few chapters which you do not know at all. So let's start from this one. So in case you have some chapters which you do not know at all. So all what you have to do is, this is not the time to start studying them. You have to just catch on a few important questions. Your teachers will help you, right? A few important questions, some sample questions of these chapters if you still wish to go ahead with it. Now there are chapters which you know a little bit. Put on, just put a little bit more hard work and you can catch some more important questions into it. And there are chapters which you really know and you feel confident. So out of 14 chapters or out of 15 chapters, oh, there are these 5 chapters which I thoroughly know. It's okay, great. Let me say, work on your strengths. To work on your weaknesses, you had good 2 years. But now is the time when you're going to work on your strengths. Keep pulling up yourself, the rest of the chapters, I'm sure, some way or the other. Now for all kind of students. Now there are questions, children, that this is the point which I was trying to make in between. Now it is, remember, some of you or maybe many of you are also appearing for competitive exams. So the board examination pattern is different from what you appear in your competitive exams. Right, here you have to appear for a subjective paper. So number 4 point becomes very important. How you present your examination sheet where you are writing. Your writing should be very good, right? I'm sure you've been studying in good schools, you have a good set of handwriting. Those who do not have, they can still make their handwriting very good. All what you have to do is just practice. 3 weeks are there. Start practicing whatever you learn, start practicing as you write. So your presentation, why I'm talking about it, I'll just emphasize on it. So your presentation and your writing should be very good. Number 2, legible. It should be legible, it should be readable. Number 2, here for this 4th point, the second set is, you have to identify what kind of examination sheet you get. So normally in your regular study pattern or a copy or a register, you study in a paper which is of a longer shape. But here in examination, you get a sheet which is of a landscape mode. So you have more space to write. So now some students, what they do is, they leave margins on both the sides. And they're trying to increase the bulk of that exercise examination copy. The bulk is not going to get you marks. The right things over there is going to get your marks. So if you, whatever you know, if you are writing it legibly, it is going to bring marks to you. The bulk, let me repeat, the bulk of the writing copy is not going to get you the marks, right? Now, how do you start attempting? So I know question 1, suppose I am a student, I know question 1, and then I know question 10, and then I know question 13, and in between I know section B, part 2. So are you going to write the test paper like that, the way you know? So you know what you are doing is, you are actually troubling the person who's going to check your copy. And just imagine, thousands and lakhs of children are writing the test paper. And the teachers, those who are correcting your copy, they are putting a lot of effort to correct your copy. And in every single day, they have to work a lot. So if you make things easier for them, presentable for them, don't you think they'll be less burdened and they'll be able to evaluate you better? In my opinion, you should follow the pattern of the question paper. In case you have to do a little bit of change, write a complete section in the beginning and then write a complete section in the end. So normally the question papers are divided into section A, B and C. So you can switch between section A, B and C, that is still okay. But the best is that you write legibly. Why? Because there's a particular marking scheme which the teacher will be having in mind. There's a particular pattern of answers which the teacher is checking. They recall it, they remember it, and it's easier for them to mark and give the right. Just imagine you're writing one test paper for 3 hours and you're going to feel exhausted after that. So imagine the person who's going to check your test copy, right? And it is not one test copy they're going to check in one day. So let us make things, let me repeat, legible, presentable, rightful for the person who's going to evaluate and assess your answer sheet. And it is going to help you, it is going to help the person, and you score better. Creating a confusion anywhere is not a good idea. Now what to do? How do you, number 5 point, no? How do you plan your day, your 24 hours? So we talked about sleep, we talked about your waking up. Now this is the daytime. So some of you can be wide awake, absolutely alert throughout the day. I'm sure many of the students have been into habit of doing a regular walk or maybe a little bit of run. In your age you should do, it's very important. Right, if you are actually not just worried about your body, okay, it's exam time, exam year, class 12th, how does it matter? Let me sit and study. I think you've harmed yourself enough. Doesn't matter, 3 weeks and then your board examinations, just do a little bit of stretches for yourself in between. I would not suggest you to start an outdoor pattern or an exercise pattern right now, because maybe, you're going to lose an hour or 2 on that. All what you have to do is, as of now, very simple, just stretch yourself, wake up, stretch yourself, and divide your waking hours in the morning from 7 a.m. to whatever time you're studying in the evening. Plan when you're going to have your lunch, breakfast, when are you going to have your dinner. In between you would like to have some snacks. When you are having snacks, absolutely avoid fried stuff. You're just making your body and your system heavy. Whenever you feel like snacking, you can have either roasted stuff, you can have fruits, you can have salad, you can have nuts. You can have lightly oiled, something like murmuras, peanuts, chanas, little bit of cornflakes, salt, or these things are going to be very helpful. They increase the bulk, you feel full, and then and also drink something. Keep drinking water throughout the day. I'm not saying drink 8 liters or 10 liters of water. Don't drink gallons of water, but keep drinking liquid. That is going to make your system better. Right, so this is how you divide your day. You don't have to just sit and sit and sit. The words probably they become, you don't look at, the words don't appear nice when you're just staring and looking at them and you're not utilizing them. So space out yourself. You can study for 3 to 4 hours, whatever number of hours you can spend at a stretch, and then you can give yourself a little break, stretch yourself, walk a little bit in the house or in the room wherever you were studying. Stretch your legs, stretch your arms, stretch your fingers. In case you've been writing, your fingers have been doing a lot of work. Eat something, and then come back again, you are fresh and rejuvenated. Now, I think I've given you enough tips. It's time for you to very quickly listen to me and then go back to your studies. But do listen to me. You know, there are parents, there are teachers, and there are people like me who keep giving you a lot of tips. But listening to good tips is really going to help you. Because finally, when you are writing your board examinations, we as parents, we as teachers, and we as nation look up to you. We want wonderful people and wonderful children. Let me tell you, children, marks do not matter. Your effort matters. So when you are putting the right effort, it is going to give you great results, whatever it is. My best wishes with you. In case you feel I should talk more about a specific subject, you know, maybe you want me to talk about English, physics, chemistry, mathematics, how to prepare for a particular subject. The numbers would be given below the video. You can call us on that number. You can leave a comment on my video. And because there are only 3 weeks left, I will very quickly come up with your, even if it's an individual solution, I will very quickly come back with it. So with this, once again, God bless all the students who are appearing for their class 10 and 12 board examinations. Thank you.